B2k all day.
Okay, so when achieving stage 0 and tuning the carburetor, at least on this carburetor, you have to understand exactly how it works. Okay, so there's like, if you can see right here, it goes from the bottom as the carburetor is working. The air goes up and it shoots across here, and it goes and it passes through here. This jet right here is called the idle jet, and this controls the amount of fuel that is like flowing through. And then on the same little like channel, it goes to this air corrector jet, which is how much air is like between fuel and air. This is what you're like changing, you know. And then all of that is influenced by the main jet, which is down in here. A lot of people think on these carburetors that it's just the main jet that you change, but this is like for like the middle of the RPM range for the engine. And it's the idle jet and then this circuit that actually really influences your like from idle to about 3,000 RPMs, and then the main jet is what, you know, from it all like overlaps, you know. It's like a good sound system. You have like a lot of like crossover points, you know, like this is from idle to about, we'll say 2,000 RPMs, and then your main jet kicks in, you know, that size of, you know, what you're doing. And then right here, this is like their main kick for like that first 3,000 RPMs. And then for the very top end, you know, you get into about 4 to 5, even 6, 7, 8, you know, however high your little engine's gonna rev. Mine safely will rev to about 6,500, and that's like really pushing it. You know, these engines are designed for torque, so about 4,000 is probably like the end of the road. But because I'm in a turbo, I plan on pushing it to like 5,500. But for the very top end, it's the air corrector, and that's whether or not you know, you make it bigger or smaller. I have some jets coming in the mail, some like air corrector and some more idle jets, but I have it tuned pretty decent. I'll have to show you in like, you know, the magic of YouTube, but that's pretty much how it operates, you know. Like see, just imagine, you know, I believe it's air or it could be fuel. I don't know the specific, you know, I don't know. These are like Italian carburetors, so it's all in like Italian, and I have a couple of books about it. But you know, it's just the nature of the game, you know. It goes up to here, it falls out through here, and then this will determine the amount of fuel, and this is the amount of air, which will determine, like, you know, it's just like another fine-tuning measurement. And then you have the main jet, and then on top of the air corrector you have the emulsion tube, which is kind of like it's kind of like when you put like an end fitting on a nozzle, like for like your faucet, you know, how it like aerates it, like there's a difference between where it just comes out straight pouring water, and then I think I'll have to make a video or something. But that's pretty much the rundown on these carburetors. And then I believe the power valve is also changeable, but I have not found any like different size power valves. And then, you know, whether or not you have this, like, come on, like, let's see how like the gas comes out. Well, that's your like power valve, you know. You notice it only comes out here, it don't come out this one. You can buy like another setup to where it will come out both, but more times than not, the answer is less fuel and not more fuel. Like less fuel and less air on the air corrector. You know, and I don't know. That's about it. I'll have to add more as I go along. But thank you. All right, so this is kind of where my little tune is at. So we're on the little highways. Too rich or too lean, but I'm waiting on some jets to come in the mail, and then I'll be able to like change out the air correctors or those idle jets, specifically on the second Venturi, the like 36 millimeter one, because the 32 one does its job just fine. Like I get all the way up to like 4 or 5 perfect, and it's that second one that I really need to work on. Thank you for watching. Bye. And another good way to really tell, I mean, this might be like the obvious, but some stuff ain't obvious, you know. But you just want to really see how does it react when you just like blip the throttle like real quick, you know, like just let it go. What you're really looking for is if there's a stumble. If there's a stumble, like after it settles down, you know, and it like, oh, it'll choke out and die, that's too rich, you know. Or if you just go to hit it and it just stumbles, like it just like, you know, just from like a snail's pace, you know, it starts real slow and it just creeps its way up. It's like, that's probably too lean. At least when I learned about tuning carburetors when it comes to the motorized bicycles, that's how you tune it. Like if all your power is real low and you know it just kind of like drops off in the higher RPMs, usually you're like leaner, you know. And if you want to get it to go where the top end really kicks up, that's like richer. You know, you would want to go richer and stuff. And the real, ideally, you want to find that perfect balance between the two. Like right now, it's idling pretty smooth. Like this is, I think it's pretty smooth. I mean, you know, it feels smooth to me, at least. That's where it's idling, and it's pretty much staying at in the middle of like 13. You know, I could probably get away with like putting like a jet size up on the idle right here, but that's I don't know. I think I'll be happy with like where it's at. I mean, I'm still waiting for the other jets to come from Hong Kong, and you know, I'll just have to get back to when they come. I mean, the truck seems to be running pretty decent, you know. If I wasn't gonna turbo it, I probably wouldn't, you know. I would just be like, well, that's it, you know. I mean, like honestly, the way that I have learned it is, the way that I learned it is like, the idea is to make it as efficient as possible, and yet being like as safe of a tune for your engine, because you know it's like you don't need to be burning extra gas that you don't need to be burning. You know, that's not really like the name of the game when it comes to an engine. And so like what I did with this one is I just richened it up as much as I can, and then you just lean it out, and then you can read the spark plugs and stuff. But you know, that's about it.